All right, hello and welcome to the episode of Move Out, Draw Fire. I think it's episode 6. It doesn't really matter. Gonna keep pumping them out. We'll call this season 1. Today is Veterans Day 2020. A week ago was the election. Still don't know who won. That's good news for everybody. I do have a special guest with me today. His name is Jesse. We call him Dick. That's what he goes by. I deployed with Jesse to Iraq in 2005, to Afghanistan in 2007, and again in 2009. After that, we went our separate ways. I mean, we both went to Colorado, to Colorado Spring or Fort Carson, Colorado, but we were placed in different units. So our fourth deployment, we were not together. In Iraq, we were in different companies. We didn't have enough, we didn't have very much time together. In Afghanistan, the first tour, I was sent to Cop Altimore, next to Fob Shank. There we had some good times. And next after that, we went to Farah. Well, he went up to north of Shindand in Afghanistan. But we still kept in touch. We still had some good times over there. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to bring him on. We're going to have a little back and forth, see where we're at now, see where we were then, kind of thing. Have some playful banter if he so chooses. So Jesse, are you there?
Of course I am, buddy. How are
Hello,
you?
friend. You are my bestest of friends.
You're top two. You're top two, definitely.
Dude, you can't even lie for
Yeah,
me?
I got some things going on. There's a it's long-term or long-distance relationship.
Is it Rob?
I cannot confirm nor deny, but
Can you give me
I'm just
one good
really nobody
Rob
else
real
I know.
quick? All right,
Shout
I'll set you up. All right, we are playing Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Zombies on the town map, and Rob has just died for the 4th time in the second round.
I mean, he's doing pretty good then. Usually
He,
it's like
he's doing
within
pretty
10
good.
seconds.
He
We're
threw
out
a
of ammo.
he
We
he
are
threw
struggling
he threw a monkey at the wrong time
in the wrong direction,
in the
the
wrong
wrong
direction.
time, just for no reason other than just because. So we're
No,
shooting. We're
yeah.
we're running out of ammo.
To give a little backstory on this, we were playing in Jesse's house. He and I were upstairs, and Rob was down in the basement playing. So we didn't need a headset for the two of us, but to talk to Rob, we had to yell.
We had to yell. He couldn't hear us, so it would start out as Rob, 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 and just out of
Oh,
nowhere. And he's just doesn't care, not a care in the world.
oh. As soon as I saw the revive pop up on the game, I was like, no, that's Rob.
No,
There was
Rob
no
Brown.
question. There was no hint. Like, oh, Rob, that's it.
There was a point where we just let him die.
Yeah. It would have
Mercy
been
kill.
exactly. It would have been more beneficial for us and himself if he died, because he would draw out the knife of the mystery box and try to rock that. It's like, you know what? Just go ahead and die. We'll start back up later with a better gun.
I don't even think he was playing half the time. I think the cat was.
And cat being, was that Mr. J?
The late Mr. J.
The late Mr. J, Mr. Bojangles. Well,
So,
I have a cat now. I don't know if you know that.
no, I did not.
Nope. Her name is officially Tinkerbell, but she goes by Putters. So do you have
That's
any
so cute. So adorable.
do you have any other new animals that I should know about?
Well, my girlfriend and I got a tuxedo cat named oh god, She named it Sebastian, but we just call it Mausers. And then I got Emma, my daughter, a calico for her
Ooh,
birthday this year.
that one I do know. I don't know the tuxedo cat.
No, he's half tuxedo, half Maine Coon. So he's like 24, 23 pounds, something like that. He's a big cat.
Oh, I see the pictures I'm looking up right now.
Oh, you're
They
stalking.
look mostly black with a white chest, and
Yep.
I'm seeing most of them have little Hitler mustaches.
Yes, that was a Maine Coon.
Okay. So, like I said before, we were in Iraq. Um, what part of, I know when we went into, the battalion went into Hocklanea, I was more in the south, in the main part of, south of the bridge. Where were you at?
Uh, to be honest, I have no idea. Uh, I was literally everywhere. I slept in the concrete factory outside for a couple days. We went inside and held up a strong point, set up little OPs everywhere. I was everywhere, other than Bonnie Dar. I did not cross the bridge into Bonnie Dar.
Okay. To give a little bit more background, my job as a forward observer, I would go out and call in indirect fire or close air support or close combat aviation, which was the helicopters. Jesse is a combat engineer, was a combat engineer, and I'm guessing you didn't build any bridges, mainly just bombs.
We built a bridge in basic training. That was fun. And then after that, never again.
No?
Ever, ever, never.
Well, good times, great oldies. I'm glad they're keeping the engineers somewhat useful.
Yeah, yeah.
So after Iraq, we went to Afghanistan. Now I deployed with a different battalion, but eventually made my way to you. I had a few problems with the battalion that I was in. Uh, I moved from company to company, and once I got to the Bravo company, I had a lot of people that didn't like me there, and the feeling was mutual. Uh, Also, a little bit more background. I had some problems with authority. Couple. It's not a big deal. Everybody does, but I think my problem was things were changing and I didn't like to change, so I try to stay the old way.
Well,
And
that uh, I think you and I both don't let other people walk on us as much as everybody else.
yes,
We'll hit the brakes a little bit sooner than you will, and people don't like that.
yeah. Also, I don't know if you had any of this in your platoon, your company, being the engineers. Did you have kind of like a good old boy club where everybody hung out? That you're new to a unit, and if you're not part of the club, that you kind of get passed over on a few things.
Okay. Well, this is a whole conversation that we can dive into.
We can save it
Uh,
for later if you'd like.
no, it's good. I can do a quick back of the book summary.
Okay.
In the 82nd, I never felt like that. The 82nd, I always felt I was never worried about somebody not covering for me.
Makes
As soon
sense.
as I got to Fort Carson, it was a whole nother game. It was a whole different army. The soldiers' uh, lack of discipline, even the NCOs, both um, junior and senior, just the lack of discipline, the Article 15s, it was crazy to me. And then every new guy, like nobody gave a crap about him, nobody trained him. It was there was definitely a good old boy system in Colorado.
I will
At Fort
concur
Carson.
with you as far as the 82nd. It being airborne, it does build up some sort of camaraderie. I got along with the guys in the artillery unit that I was in real well. Even deployed with the infantry units, I got along with them real well until I got to that one company. after that, it was great. Once I got to Fob Shank and was attached to the engineers, it was everything was great after that. It was just that one company. So
Mhm.
as far as the 82nd goes, top notch. Um, Now, as far as Fort Carson goes, now you and I will both agree Colorado Springs is a beautiful place. It's got so many attractions that you can go to, so many things that you can do. Fort Carson was a dumpster fire inside of a train wreck. It
I've
was
actually seen both of those at Fort Carson.
it's the personification of what Fort Carson is. It is there was no,
During PT.
there was no unit cohesion. Everybody was out for number one. There were, I would say, for the 82nd, there were fewer of the I'm out for number ones, as many as
One-uppers.
yeah, as many as well, I would say the same ratio for Fort Carson, which were I want to be in a unit where we work together. Kind of the opposite flipped around, where most people at Fort Carson were the one uppers.
Yep,
It was, yeah.
absolutely.
I've never seen a train wreck at Carson.
That was awesome.
I bet it was. I know they carry around their heavy tanks and shit.
That's what fell off for.
And then our third deployment, we got sent to. Now, I'm pretty sure you were up north at Shindan, weren't you?
I'm trying to think of third deployment.
Because I
Iraq.
do have picture. No, I don't think you were. You might have been
No,
for a little bit.
no.
No,
Third deployment, RCP, me and you, Farah.
I know I have pictures of you in Farah.
Yep, me and you were in. You were attached to me?
Was I? I.
Yeah, we slept in the same room.
Oh, I was thinking. I might have been thinking of Fodolf. He was up
Yes,
north.
Rodolph, he went up, and then Dahlstrom, chief, one of them, he went to BMG,
Okay.
Balamagab, or whatever, I think.
Okay. And then we
Yes.
had, oh, we can't forget who we had in the talk all the time. Well,
Oh,
there's a
God.
couple of them. The narcoleptic murderer,
Oh, who's
Mac.
oh, so all of dude. So when I left, everything like went downhill. That's when like everything. That's when people started getting busted for being drug lords. That's when stellar, really good NCOs started coming in with alcohol problems. But like when I left, everything went down, man. Like I wasn't aware of any of that stuff.
I kind of didn't hear anything after I left from the people that stayed there, mostly because everybody I had known or liked being around either already got out or moving to different units, like you and I
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
So I kind of lost all contact with what happened at Fort Bragg. Um, I tell you, I wanted to try to get back in touch with Domini. You remember him?
Yeah, yeah, of course. I can't forget. Oh, Daniel Tosh. Yeah.
Oh man, oh dough money. You remember?
Dude.
God, Carabello said he looked like Freddie Mercury, and I.
Oh, oh no, it's a different guy from a Carson one. Oh man, oh, Parabola.
I did run into an old drill sergeant at Fort Carson for some reason.
Oh, that'd be creepy.
Yeah, he was my the senior, not the senior drill sergeant. He was Drill Sergeant Luna. He was the top drill sergeant in my platoon. Really weird. He remembered me because I had the worst case of poison ivy he'd ever seen in his life. I went to the
I've
gas
never had
chamber with
poison ivy.
poison ivy.
I've never had poison ivy.
Oh, fortunate for you. It is my living nightmare.
Good luck.
All All right. So we've covered the deployments. We've been together for a long time, trying to know each other backwards and
Yeah.
forwards. You do still, well, you moved back to North Carolina. I believe you still live
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm up in Michigan, so we do need to get together one day. If I make it big and rich, and I'll drive my Bugatti down to your house.
Dude, you don't need a Bugatti.
No, they're ugly looking cars.
No, I need a van, dude.
The van, no windows.
Volkswagen, panel van,
Oh, gotcha.
vintage.
So since we have left the military, I left in 2015. I believe you stayed for a little bit longer, didn't you?
Yes, I got out. My last work day was January 13th, 2017, and then my
Okay.
retirement date was March 15th of 2017.
Now, when you say retire, is that a medical retire or
Oh yeah,
something? Okay.
sorry. Yeah, it's a medical retirement. I got medically retired
Okay.
for I think the classification was a traumatic brain injury with post-cognitive reoccurring, and then a whole bunch of medical words. But long story short, I they told me to get out because I was unable to wear the appropriate protective equipment needed to play Army.
What?
Yep, I was unable to wear PPE. I couldn't wear a helmet.
Oh,
So because
gotcha.
I couldn't wear an ACH, I couldn't jump. I couldn't go to the field. I couldn't go west of Gruber. So I was pretty much a non. Like I couldn't do anything.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay.
So, but there's a whole nother list of stuff with that. But that was my disqualifier.
Okay. So since you couldn't wear the proper protective gear, you can no longer keep yourself safe in a combat zone. And if you're not in a
Correct.
combat zone, why be in the Army?
Correct.
That's all right.
It was heartbreaking.
I believe some people that listen to this will think that is probably bunk. But that's how it works. If you are not a combat ready individual, they will toss you out faster than you could ever imagine. If for any reason they think that you will um, be a hindrance to anybody, even at home station, God forbid you could go on undone friggin' paperwork for the rest of your career. But no, since you can't deploy, they don't want you, they don't need you. It's kind of upsetting.
Yeah. So I was actually out on patrol one day, and it was starting to happen. And my LT was like, "Yo, something's wrong with you," and I was like, "Maybe." So he's actually the one that kind of set the red flag up and started everything in the process. I was mad at him because I didn't want to get out. I had 12 years in. E6. I was doing fine. I was 30 years old, and now I'm medically retired. 30 years old. I'm 34 now.
Hey, you're just a year younger than I. No big deal.
Yeah, yeah. I was like 31 when I retired. 31, something like that.
On paper, that sounds like a good retirement, but kind of living with the situation that you are in now, um, I'm assuming that you still have the headaches that are kind of debilitating.
Yeah. Everything I do, if I go camping with the fam, if I go, home for Christmas, for the holidays, for anything, I got to make sure I have my pills, my headache medicine. I got to make sure I have my shots that I need in case they don't work. I grew up back home, obviously, so I know where all the hospitals and everything are. So, but
Makes
yeah,
sense.
it's kind of like just like an extra thing that I got to do now. More prep time, which is fine because I haven't done anything. I don't do anything since I got out. I've gone to school, but I haven't had a job yet. So I'm kind of just, in that in between worlds right now.
Okay. And I'm assuming you're using your GI Bill for the schooling.
No, I am using Chapter 31, Vocational Rehab.
Oh,
Uh,
that's right. Did you?
so
So did you
it,
already use up the GI Bill, or are you just doing the Voc Rehab until that runs out?
I can do both. So because I'm 100% disabled, quote unquote, that's actually it. Because I'm that, I get the GI Bill and vocational rehab because I'm a retiree.
Okay.
So I do get some benefits from it. That it's awesome that I get them. But yeah, there's mixed emotions about it.
Fair enough. I know I do qualify for vocational rehab. I went and talked to some people about it. They said I qualified, but then it was the end of the school year, and then all this shenanigans happened, so never really followed up on it.
It's amazing. I 100% suggest you get on that, get enrolled in a school, start it. It's amazing what it does for you.
Oh, I'm already 2 or 3 semesters in college. Uh, with the current situation, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to attend the last semester or the semester that's going on right now. And by the time I was able to figure that out, it was already too late to register. Um, I have emailed a couple people I'm going to be registering here shortly for the next semester starting in January. But
Probably.
thank you, buddy. What are you going in for? Welding or something, right?
Uh, I'm going for welding,
Okay.
stick welding, TIG welding, MIG welding, fab. Uh, I'm not sure why. It just interests me. And when I'm welding, I started in school just stick and TIG, and then I bought my own personal MIG welder from a Tractor Supply. What up? Um, and just those few semesters in school gave me confidence to do what I'm doing with my MIG welder in my garage.
Okay.
So it's good. It makes me focus. It gets me out of my head. So it's kind of therapy for me because I have to focus on that and nothing else.
Okay. Makes sense. Uh,
I hope so.
I, well, I can kind of relate to that with the classes I'm taking, the computer aided drafting and design, CAD, SolidWorks, all that. When you start building models in a 3D environment, you kind of lose yourself and you put yourself into your work. Even though it was school, when I'm building a gearbox or the Legos that I had to build for the class,
Nerd.
it turned out, hey, man, it was a TIE fighter. It was pretty awesome. I mean, it wasn't to scale, but it's fun
Right.
nonetheless. But yeah, you get in that world, you kind of let yourself drift out because if you start dwelling on things that bothered you in the past, and it just becomes toxic and kind of puts you in a bad place where you don't want to be.
It's a
And
downward spiral from there.
yeah, once you start down the path, it's they cut the brake lines, man. You're not stopping.
It's rough.
It is rough. I know that in the past, since I've been out, even while I was in, we've gone. I can tell that a lot of people I've been with have been down real dark paths. Um, some, didn't make it out. Some did. And the whole point of the kind of the channel here is for those who did make it out to share the experience of how they got out. Maybe what avenues of approach they took to getting out, what they've done since then, kind of thing. So if you had one piece of advice to give somebody who's going through a tough time, something that maybe helped you in the past, maybe not currently, but in the past, or what have you, what would your advice be to somebody who's struggling?
You have to find a purpose or an anchor. There needs to be something that you're running to, and there needs to be something that's holding you down to keep you from tripping over your own feet, if that makes sense.
It does.
Most of my depression, because I'm currently in a horrible, miserable spot, but I'm slowly finding ways to get out of it again. But most of my depression is because I haven't accomplished anything. I haven't done anything. I'm just alive. Not even alive. I'm just awake, mouth breathing. There's nothing for me to do. So I'm feeling worthless and hopeless. And why am I even here? I'm not doing anything. So when there is something to do, you're not sitting here thinking, well, why am I here? Like, I'm here doing something. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know with my philosophy class that I went to, what I would say is you're probably having an existential crisis. And
All right.
well, yeah, it's not uncommon. It's a lot of, why am I here? What are we doing kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's not that hard to fall into. It's really not. It's easy to go in there and again, cut brakes, you're down the hole. The only way we're getting somebody out of that hole is with some kind of airlift from a Black Hawk or something.
It's bad, and it can be the slightest. It can be the slightest thing that just cuts those toe lines and just you're done. It ruins the rest of your day.
Yep.
And
Parachutes don't deploy.
a lot of those times, I'm thinking I don't want to be miserable. I don't want to keep doing this. Why am I? All those questions, and it's really just me in my head because the rest of the world is perfectly fine. It's just I ain't got nothing else to do, so I might as well just tear myself up.
It's unfortunate, but it happens a lot. And, I'm here for you and you're here for me. I mean, we're
Absolutely, brother.
doing our little Zoom meeting right now. I hope it helps you out, gives you, I don't want to say gives you a sense of purpose to be at my beck and call to do these videos, but
You are my purpose.
if it, well, one of them is screaming. I can tell you that.
Avocado.
Yeah. Avocado.
Kids are great.
So I've talked about my kids a little bit. I know you've got Emma and Andrew, I believe, right?
Oh God. So I've got 2, 4, depend. I have 2 of my own. My girlfriend has 2, so they're mine as well. But yes, Andrew, Emma, Andrew, Isabella, and Aiden. 2 girls and 2 boys.
Okay.
It's wonderful.
Hey, just wonderful. Yes. So you've got a busy house.
I do.
That's got to keep you a little bit busy, watching the kids or.
It does, but me and you kind of think of the same thing, think the same way. The kids are here and that's awesome, but sometimes some of those days are like, well, yeah, that's just a blanket statement. Like, yeah, just do you for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Blanket statement, but yeah, the kids keep me busy. I love them. I don't want anybody to think I'm gonna hurt myself.
Well, all you gotta say is I'm not gonna hurt myself.
Well, I don't want to throw any red flags or anything. But yeah, my life is pretty good. Oh, Azalea.
That's the
Ezekiel.
one.
What?
You got a booger face. You can go to mommy, please. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Get out of here.
Yep. She, I'll send you a video later. She was yelling at my wife about cookies and cake, and it was pretty good. So the concept behind the story is my wife had told the youngest one that she couldn't have cookies or cake for breakfast. You know, it's not a very healthy meal. Well, she had made a bagel for herself. Azalea had food too, but the cream cheese on there made Azalea think that she was having a cookie or a cake.
Right, because the frosting.
Yeah, and she stood up on the table and started yelling at her, like, "Why are you eating cookies? Why are you eating cake?" Oh,
You want one?
yeah. And she tried to tell her it's not a cookie, it's a bagel. It's 2-year-old. You can't reason with that.
Absolutely not.
No. It's just like, oh, well, let's buckle in and ride this ride for a little bit because it's going to go a lot of nowhere and fast. So, good news is I can probably edit most of that out.
I ain't worried about
it. Anyway, so we're both separated from the Army. We're both going down some rough roads, you know, because we had the structure of an everyday life already set up. We had, you know, be here, certain time, certain place, certain uniform, and it was structured in a way that it would be nearly impossible to get wrong. It's not impossible. Mm-hmm. People do it all the time. But now that we're both out, we kind of, I'm not going to say lack the structure, but not having, yeah, we lack the structure. I mean, my structure is I wake up, kids' school or daycare, I go to work 8 hours, come home, grab kid, dinner, maybe a video game or two, bed, and that's my rinse and repeat as I go.
See, I don't have a job, so I don't do any of that. When I have my kids, wake up, wake the kids up, school, and then once they're done school, it's fun time. It's whatever. My house is filled with Legos and Hot Wheels, and everything. The house is destroyed. Bikes all the time.
And not just like destroyed, but like a chaotic evil destroyed.
It's bad.
The other day I stepped on a Mega Block Lego right in the just all right, so here's my foot right dead center and my foot like wrapped around it, and I wanted all things to end at that time. I'm like, this is it, this is where the world blows up.
That'll make Celine Dion music play in your head.
I don't know about that. I didn't hear Celine Dion. I heard a lot of screaming, so maybe a scream death metal, just.
But yeah, God, back to your structure thing.
Yes, back to the structure.
When we were in, everybody had something to do. Mm-hmm. Like, nobody was. There was always somebody just sitting around not doing something, but that was just. That's another side of the Army. But yeah, everybody always knew what to do.
Yep.
You never had to tell anybody like, hey, pick up that trash bag. Hey, put your shoes up. Everybody just knew what to do. And then when you get out, even at home, everywhere, I feel like nobody has a clue what to do.
Especially when you're dealing with children. You know, you know, you and I have done it. We have had to teach privates or the new soldiers, and it's like, all right, we have to treat these people like they know nothing, because usually they don't, and they listened. Most of the time they listen. Yep. Whereas children, I can look at my daughter, the youngest one, I'm like, I can't, and just stop. And then she laughs and runs away like a lunatic. What kind of normal person does that? Nobody.
Kids are great.
Yeah, kids are great. They throw in that little bit of chaos that just like, all right, everything might be okay. Might not. But I digress. But yes, structure. We had it. We loved it. We get out. structure's gone.
Yep. It's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like everybody needs something to do every day.
Yeah, it's like working a job for, you're the most senior person in your workplace. Like, hey, I'm been here for 30 years. I'm going to rule this place. My name's going to be on the building. What? I got canned. Well, that's no fun. Go find another job. Well, it's not easy for us.
Yeah.
Not many of our military skills translates to civilian jobs. How many?
That, and I don't. There's a lot of other things other than just, well, you're an army, you just go get a job. There's reasons why, like, I don't go to the mall. There's reasons why I don't shop. I don't like work at CVS or McDonald's.
Not a people
Uh,
person.
but people don't understand that.
Yeah.
They don't get
Why are you
that
so
part of
mad? Why are you yelling?
it. Like, dude, the amount of looks I get sometimes when I park in a handicap spot because I have disabled veteran plates.
And then you just stroll out like nothing's wrong.
Yeah, some people look at me, and I feel kind of bad about it sometimes. But
I wouldn't.
other times, I'm like, screw it. They have no idea why I'm parking.
So I just got a text message.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to read it to you. Remember the telephone video with Lady Gaga was in the unit in Farah.
I do remember that. Those were mechanic dudes. That was pretty funny. That was before. That was like the
Oh,
first one that went viral, I think.
I think so. Like I know somebody told me they saw it on the news while we were still deployed, like USA Today or something like that. And it was
Yeah.
at that point that the sergeant major's like, I really want to kill all of you, but I can't now that you're famous.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one.
Farah was, man, Farah was doing RCP out of there, man. It was something else.
It was sketchy.
Yeah. We had a interpreter, Rossman.
I love Rossman.
Yeah.
Johnny B.
Did you ever have to ride next to him?
I was no, I wasn't a driver. I
All
was
right.
for a little bit.
So, oh. I had forgotten
But
about that.
we'll bring that up during the memory section.
Yeah. So Rossman, he great interpreter. He would fall asleep in the back of the RG-31, and his head would tilt towards me, and he had the most foul smelling breath I had ever experienced.
Oh,
And I've smelt burning bodies, and his breath was worse than that. It was
like how Shrek's toes, like in between Shrek's toes, would smell.
yeah. If you lit it on fire.
Yeah, that's good.
We had Rossman, we had Sims, Sims. We had everybody's favorite lieutenant.
Oh God, I don't even want to say his name. Lieutenant H.
Lieutenant H, the West Point hero.
God. Oh man.
Oh, anyway, man, this has been kind of fun for me. I enjoy talking to you.
You remember when he smacked the crap out of
Trowbridge?
Man.
I swear to God, I thought he was going to dodge it. Like,
no.
It was so slow, but I tried to put as much. I was like, all right, if I make connection, he's going to feel it, even if it's with the fingertips. He didn't move. I hit him full palm fingers. Just
That was the most Doc Holliday shit I've ever seen. Trowbridge took that like a man. Like he looked at you the whole time.
I kind of feared for myself afterwards. Like,
You
great,
should apologize to him right now. Trowbridge, if you're listening, we're really sorry about it.
I'm not.
But it's been years of entertainment.
I'm
Years of entertainment.
yeah, years.
There has been times where I've been cutting the grass and just had to stop because I've fallen off the lawnmower thinking about how hard you got smacked.
And he just stood there. It still dumbfounds me to this day. Is like, why didn't he move? You could have. You know, after I hit him, I expected him to be Devlin angry.
Dude, who took this outside? Like, we are outside, Devlin. Like, chill out.
Dude, the day he wanted to kick my ass because I called him stupid.
And everybody in the tandem's like, Devlin, he's like 3 of you. Stop it.
Oh, it's those roids, man.
Like that Michael Jordan where he's crying. He's like, no, stop it.
Oh, man.
And then one other one. Do you remember when Stanley smiled, looking like Nemesis from Resident Evil? And then we got back and he fell asleep and he got sunburnt all over his body because he fell asleep in the sun for like 4 hours.
Yeah. Oh my God! What about when he got set on fire? I'm on fire! I'm on fire!
Oh, help me, Tom Cruise! Oh man!
Oh my God, dude! When he got set on fire, and they jumped him and started hitting him to put him out.
He's a first sergeant now. Now, wouldn't that be crazy?
Oh, is he really? No, he's not.
No.
Oh God. Dude, all right, so quick story about Stanley. He's from what, Louisiana?
Oh yeah.
Oh man. So our lieutenant colonel, his name was Sears.
Oh yeah.
He got into a truck with Stanley. And Stanley has a speech impediment. He couldn't pronounce his R's or his L's.
And a southern accent.
So when the colonel got into the truck, he wanted to, these are my soldiers. I'm gonna ask them how they're doing. I'm gonna get to know them. And he says, Stanley, what are we doing today? And he stopped, looked at the colonel, and with a straight face went, we're hunting Taliban.
He's such a goof. It wasn't on purpose.
And Colonel, he's like, I'm getting out of this truck now. And he moved to our truck.
I got real soldiers to deal with.
I'm not dealing with this Looney Tune cartoon.
And he probably thought, and he probably didn't even know, like, that was legitimately him.
Yeah, that was him. Like, I bet it was after, like, no, Stanley, what are we doing? No, we're really hunting Taliban.
We're hunting Taliban.
All right, I'm getting out of this truck. I don't want to die here next to this guy.
All right, Stanley, good job, bud. Keep it up.
Smoke.
Right.
He got out and did the wire sweep with us when we were doing our RCPs.
Oh man, do you remember the flyby?
Oh
God, not like this.
All right, a little bit of background. We hit a IED, improvised explosive device.
We did. Marines did.
No, it was us.
I think we found one.
No, it was us because, oh God, what was that? What was that mechanic's name that we never took out anymore because he kept getting, every time we took him out, we got hit.
Oh, I just talked about him like a month ago.
Yeah, so the mine rollers were on top of another IED, and that blew up, and he got shrapnel in like the under part of his eye.
Oh, is that the one where I looked? Is that the one where I two-finger sweeped it and got in like really big trouble?
Yeah, because they thought you were taking an IED inside of your truck.
No, I. All right. So that was probably not good thinking on my part. I just took the shells, not any part, any explosive. There was nothing. It was just a casing.
Dude, Lieutenant H lost his mind. He saw you put something in the back of your truck, and he's like, no way did he just put a bomb in his truck.
Yep. Lieutenant Bird was sitting there right there. He's like, Dick, get out of there. And I was like, yo, I'm balls deep, sir. He's like, all right, you're good.
So we hit this IED. We're doing recovery operations. And a lot of times for the tactics for Taliban would be to hit you with an IED with a follow-on ambush or something. So I got a hold of the talk back at the base there. And they said, hey, we got an F-18 on station. So I call him up real quick. Now, nobody else is on my radio net, so nobody hears the conversation I'm having. I'm having a conversation with the pilot. You know, he was nearly out of fuel. So I said, all right, do a quick scan of the area. He did that, no problem. He said nothing was out of the norm.
Can you do a show of force?
So I asked, all right, before you head out, can you do a show of force just to be clear that we're not messing around out here? We want to, recover and get out of here. Now, again, nobody heard this conversation. So my driver, forget his name, probably died without remembering it. He got out of the truck. The area was secured, and he had to go to the bathroom. So he started peeing on the tire. Normal thing to do. Well, an F-18 show of force is they drop down to about 100 feet above ground level and try to break the sound barrier over kind of near your position. So you don't hear or see them coming. It's just instantaneous boom with a lot of flyby action. So
beautiful.
I told nobody this. The driver's out pissing on the tire, and he just hears this loud boom with the F-18 breaking the barrier overhead and flying off. And he cringes, holds on real tight, and says, "Oh God, not like this." He has no idea what's going on. He just thinks another bomb went off for all he knows.
He thought that was it.
He thought that was it. That was it. I'm going to die with my thing in my hands, and this is how I go out.
He wasn't ready.
So I got probably talked to by 4 individuals about how they wanted to kick my ass for not letting them know that was happening.
I supported you.
In retrospect, I probably should have, like, hey, real quick, there's going to be a loud noise.
Hey, LT.
But he left the truck, so I was there with the interpreter and McCann, the driver.
I would have told them both.
I didn't tell anybody.
I would have told Tajima.
Nope. The back of my mind was like, let it surprise him. And that was a mistake and a victory for me all at once.
I support you.
All right. Well, Jesse, I think I'm gonna wrap this up here tonight. So I'll tell you this. Go ahead and stay on the line, and I will check in with you as I power this off. So, do you have any last words you want to say to the audience?
Oh gosh, find a purpose, find a reason, and again, I hate throwing this blanket statement, but there's always somebody out there that can help you if you need help. Even it might not be the help you want, but it might be the help you need. Even if it's a phone call saying, "Hey, dude, my life sucks right now." Anything is better. Just reach out, find a purpose.
I can be your Batman.
You are my Robin.
Ooh, I like it. All right, so that's going to finish up the episode of Move Out, Draw Fire. I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Jesse. Kind of enlightening for the people that don't know him or I that well, or what we've done. So I appreciate your listening. And if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe, hit the notifications. Make sure you know are alerted when new content comes out. If you're listening to this on podcast, do the same thing. That way you'll know, again, when new content comes out. So I will leave you here with this. By reiterating what Jesse said, you're not alone. There's always somebody out there that can help. Again, might not be the help you want, but it's the help you need. All right. And again, move out, draw fire. Thank you.